All right, let's talk about one of the biggest, most persistent headaches in IT, managing user desktops. Today, we're going to dive into a tool that promises to be the cure for all that, Omnissa Dynamic Environment Manager.
I mean, if you're in IT, you've been there, right? Users are complaining about super slow logins, their personalized settings just vanish into thin air, and then you get that dreaded corrupted profile ticket that just ruins your entire afternoon. It's a constant, frustrating battle.
For years, the answer was supposed to be traditional roaming profiles. But let's be honest, they were a total beast to manage. They were notoriously slow, incredibly complex, and frankly, super unreliable. It often felt like a solution that created just as many problems as it solved. What we really need is a modern approach, something fast, simple, and consistent. And that modern approach has a name, Omnissa Dynamic Environment Manager, or DEM for short. This is the tool built from the ground up to tackle all those legacy problems we've been talking about. So what is it exactly? Well, at its core, DEM is a profile management solution. Its main job is to grab a user's personalization settings, things like their desktop wallpaper or application preferences, and apply them seamlessly, no matter what kind of Windows machine they log into. Could be virtual, could be physical, could be in the cloud. It just works.
Okay, so how does this actually help in the real world? Let's break down the core benefits, because this is where we really see how DM changes the game for both the people using the desktops and the admins managing them. The theme here is pretty clear, right? It's all about giving users a consistent experience, using intelligent, dynamic policies to automate stuff, speeding up the whole desktop delivery process, and ultimately simplifying profile management so you can slash those IT support costs. This is the first and maybe the most important benefit for your users. Just imagine logging into a brand new virtual desktop for the first time, and boom, your app settings, your printer mappings, your shortcuts, they all just appear instantly, exactly how you left them. That's what we mean by true personalization. It makes the experience feel seamless and familiar every single time. Now, this is where DEM gets really smart. It's something called dynamic policies. So instead of these one-size-fits-all settings, you create rules that are based on context. The system actually knows who the user is, where they are, and what kind of device they're using. Here's a perfect example of how powerful this is. An employee is in the office. Okay, let's automatically connect them to their department printer. But that same employee logs in from a coffee shop on some sketchy Wi-Fi. Let's instantly apply a security policy that blocks their USB drive access. It's all dynamic and it's all automatic. No fuss. And of course, none of this really matters if it's slow. But a huge, huge benefit of DEM is speed. By separating the user settings from the operating system itself and only loading what's needed, login times get so much faster. People get to their desktops and their apps quicker, which means they can get to work quicker. And here's the crucial point. DEM isn't just some patch or an add-on for your old systems. It's a complete replacement. This gets right to the heart of it. It's designed to completely get rid of the need for those slow, clunky roaming profiles and those complex, brittle logon scripts. And the impact on your IT team's workload? It's massive. Just look at this shift. Instead of spending, say, 80% of your time writing and fixing custom scripts, you move to a single automated management console. This frees up your team to work on bigger, more important projects. So we've covered the what and the why, but how does it all actually work under the hood? Well, the architecture behind DEM is actually remarkably simple and elegant. It really just boils down to a 4-step process. Okay, so it starts with the admins who set up all the policies in one central place. Super simple. Then a user connects. A tiny, lightweight agent on their machine reads those configurations. It instantly applies all the right personalization and policies just for that specific session. And finally, when the user makes a change, like they add a new browser bookmark, that change gets saved back, ready to be applied the next time they log in. It's a simple, continuous loop that just works. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. We've gone through the nitty-gritty details, but what does this all really add up to for an entire organization? So what are the key takeaways here? Well, first, you're accelerating the delivery of desktops and apps, period. You're enhancing the user experience, which leads to happier, more productive people. You're simplifying management for the IT team with a single tool. And all of this leads to reduced costs, with way less time spent putting out fires. This is the real transformation. It's a fundamental shift away from that old way of doing things, the slow, brittle, and complex way.
to a new model that is simple, scalable, and truly dynamic enough for a modern workforce. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Imagine taking all the hours your team currently spends on logon scripts, on fixing corrupted profiles, on dealing with user complaints, and just getting all of that time back. What new projects could you start? What innovations could you drive? That's the real potential we're talking about here.